Welcome to the most important podcast you are listening to right now. The A Show with April Hunter and Aron Stevens.
Willkommen, bienvenue, and welcome to this November 2nd, or as we like to call it, October 33rd, here at the A Show. April, how was your Halloween?
Hey, everybody coming in there. My Halloween was unique. We went to watch the witches dance in Gulfport, St. Pete. It was
Really?
Interesting. Yes, how was yours?
Oh, just wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. We did an episode of Championship Wrestling from Hollywood at Commerce Casino. It was absolutely lovely and breathtaking. And no, you know what? Show went really good. Everyone was happy. And yeah, that was it.
You promoted the hell out of that. And for those who don't know, Aron has a very large role in that promotion. So you are in charge of pretty much kind of almost everything, right? From writing the show to setting up the hotel room for the boys.
Well, it was
production.
I had some responsibilities, but you know what? A challenge was always good. And like with any operation where there's so many moving parts, you have to be able to wear more than one hat. And you know what? It's funny because I was actually able to kind of test myself and. Was everything perfect? No, but you know what? The show went off great. We did a 30-minute live thing on Fight TV, which went really well. And so that was it. That was all good, as they say.
Yeah, good. And I see Chuck. I see Allie. Hey, Fred, Winona.
I don't
Eva,
see anyone. Just so
Keon.
You know,
Oh, really?
I can't see anyone because I'm doing this on my cell phone now. As you know, I'm at an Airbnb right now. There's some extenuating circumstances that
your phone is moving.
Yes, believe me, if you saw this setup, it's really not the best setup in the world. I'll admittedly, this is not my favorite interview setup. My back's probably going to be completely shot by the end of this hour because I'm having to sit upright. This is the only place in this little area that I can get lighting. So, yeah, here we are.
Okay, well, we appreciate you joining us during your work. And,
this is a highlight of my week. I mean, my God, I to be able to chat about things, and we have a lot to chat about today, ladies and gentlemen. Make no mistake about it. There's a lot of stuff popping, and you know what? If it was a different time, there's be MFers that would be dropping. I won't say that. Man, it's interesting world, interesting times, and the idiot level of people. And I'm not talking about people that are even misinformed, right? I have coined a phrase called a shitiot. Have we talked about this before?
I just pop every time, though.
So have we talked about what a shitiot is?
Go.
A shitiot is a hybrid / combination / amalgamation / whatever it is of not only someone who is not very intelligent, because I'm not going to hold people's intelligence level against them, okay? Because I don't know a lot about a lot of stuff, but I don't go make believing that I do, right? So there's the difference. So I'm not going to make fun of anyone's intelligence level. Like, it's not like you are an idiot because you don't know how to do super hard algebra
or car mechanics.
Yes, but we all, from time to time, throughout the course of our lives, have dealt with shitheads. So when you are uneducated, uninformed, and on top of it, you're a shithead, the two combine. And then there's some kind of fusion that goes on, which gives birth to the shittiest. Yes. So Facebook
Wait. Can I add on to that first, just 1 second,
Yeah.
before we go to Facebook? Okay. So I don't understand people who feel the need going on shitty it, because I just love that so much, to shit on everyone else's comments, beliefs, or information.
Mhm.
So if you post something and it's well researched or not, or whatever you want to call it, because I get this all the time, I'm pretty solid about researching my information. And if I don't know something for sure, I'll say, this is just a theory, play along with me, something along the lines of that.
Mhm.
And if you post something, somebody is inevitably going to come along, and I don't understand the rudeness that goes on these days, but they will come along and shit all over it. And it could be as minor as, where exactly did you get your information? Can you prove this? To, that's completely wrong. You're fucked up. Fuck you. You got your degree in a cereal box, that, all that stuff. So it's like, really? So I don't understand these people, why they feel the need to do this, instead of either just moving on, like, I don't agree with that, so I'm just going to move on, instead of stopping to comment, or saying, okay, that's an interesting theory. I'm not sure I see it that way, but time will tell.
Well, see, I am fine with, like, hey, where did you get your information from? That to me is part of the discussion. I don't think that's necessarily being.
Depends on how they say it. Depends on how they say it.
Oh yeah, it's kind of like, oh my God, can you excuse me for one moment? Wait a minute. All right, hang on.
What? Okay, so what Aaron is going to talk about is, I put a post up the other day about, it was a hang on a second, I'm blanking because I'm tired. It was social credit score, and this is different than a regular credit score. This is called a social credit score. This is something that the Chinese Communist Party has been using for a while. And when you have a social credit score, everything kind of factors into it. So every post you do socially factors into it. How you treat people factors into it. If you call tech support, and if you're nice or not to tech support, if you post a review on, say, Amazon or something, and if the company that you post about didn't fulfill your, if they sent you something and it wasn't right, but they're in favor and you're not, and you give them a crappy review, your social credit score will go down. So if you don't have a good social credit score, and those are just examples, if you don't have a good social credit score, they will not allow you to travel. They will not allow you to buy a flight. They will, if your kid's trying to get into a good school and has all the grades, they will still not allow your child to get into a good school. They will confiscate your pets, or if you're trying to apply for a pet or an adoption, human or otherwise, they'll block it and say, no, I'm sorry, your social credit score is not good enough. So unfortunately, many of us have seen this coming for a while here. We were hoping it wasn't a reality, but it is, and it's coming. And we're already seeing the start of it with Facebook. So how many of you, show of hands, how many of you have put a post on Facebook in the last year and had at least one ban? So for a day, for a week, for even a 30-day ban over something that was very, very confusing to you. You might have, it wasn't anything. So anyone? Because this is where it's starting. So that, Eva's like, I would be a 0 social credit score. Yeah, I'd be probably a 12. But when you see all the posts getting banned on Facebook and people are confused, they're like, what? I just put up a meme about my dog. Yeah, so people are very, very confused as to what's going on. And it's basically, it's picked up by algorithms that are incorrect. So that's scary. And you're not even allowed to fight it. So yes, Utah has been the first state to approve it. So right now it is in a protocol. Hey, Alexa. Hey, everybody else who's joined us. Thank you. Utah has approved this social credit score to attach to a digital driver's license. When they're going to test it. It's a volunteer basis. If it tests well, which it will, they're going to implement it across the board. And unfortunately, when you're a country of law, not morals, setting a precedent matters. So this will be a problem. So what exactly is a social credit score? Are you guys familiar? Because I will explain that to you. It's not to be confused with, FICO or anything like that. So here, I'm trying to find it so I don't get it wrong. All right. So on your digital driver's license, people who have access to that will have access to your health records, your vaccine records, financial reports, credit scores, travel records, taxes, vehicle registration, your spending habits, your voting and which way you voted, your sex offender status, licenses and permits of all kinds, fishing, dog, whatever, outstanding parking fines and fees, any background checks, rewards programs, and your social credit score in general. So that is just a short list of what they will have access to when they check your license. So yes, everybody okay with that? Everybody all right with that? I'm not okay with that. That seems like a gross violation of privacy to me.
No, Be Good Girl, Aaron's on the podcast. Aaron's on the podcast, Stella. We got Be Good Girl. Sorry. Here.
Cash. We're going to a cashless society. We're going to, because they don't like when we spend cash. They can't get their taxes that way. So, yeah, I don't think cash is going to be a big thing in the future.
Well, let's discuss too. And I apologize. The connection here has been iffy, and when it rains, it pours. So I apologize for the chaos, everyone. Yes, Stella is
in the meantime, while you're gone, I explained a social credit score and what some of it involves. So
yes, I caught the tail end of that.
Okay.
But yeah, we were having this discussion this week too. This is just not okay. Like, to where I posted this. It was actually what you posted on Facebook. I reiterated it, and I shared the post.
Yeah. And
there was a lot of people that were like, we already have credit scores. They were talking about the FICO. Like, it's like, wait a minute. Are you like, these are the people that were like, the shitiots of the world. The people that were being just brass, abrasive, like someone, and this is what pissed me off, right? Like, number one, or a couple things actually pissed me off, where someone said, like, oh, I don't know where Aaron falls, but he's done a few posts that are a little on the conservative side. Well, if
no, the half-informed side. I saw that one. I stuck up for your ass.
Oh, yeah. So there was the half-informed, but then it's like half-informed conservatives. Like, he said, there was, it might have been him.
It wasn't. And he also said that conservatives are predispositioned in their DNA to be conspiracy theorists.
Yeah.
Which,
I've
been a conspiracy theorist my whole life. I've never once voted Republican.
Yeah. And no, I've actually voted on both sides. I'll be very honest. Look, people are worried about my political views. My political views are, I believe we should take care of this country. I believe we should feed our hungry. We should do something about our homeless problem, or at least provide better opportunities. I believe we should do something to elevate people who have been discriminated against for generations, and I am for, dealing with systemic racism, because it does exist. Okay. And this is problems within our country, my opinion. However, I also don't believe we should be just kowtowing to every other country out there and just hurting our own citizens at the expense of, making another country happy. That's what I believe. And I also believe it doesn't matter who you marry. I believe I am not someone to judge anyone, really, because I've said this more than once. I have more issues than Rolling Stone. So I'm not going to judge anyone else. But at the same time, to a degree, we need to take care of our own country, because we need to take care of ourselves before we can take care of anyone else. And that is where I stand. I believe in science, and I believe in freedom. Okay? So to anyone out there that's like, oh, he's been a little concerned. Yeah, you know what? If I was, so what? What the hell would it matter to you, you jackass? Would you unfollow me? Because number one, this person I don't even know. So, you know what? And that's the thing about friggin' Facebook. You know, so we're gonna go for a hot second, okay? I had to
get your drinks ready, everyone.
I had to get Facebook January 1st, right? It was due to a casting issue because I had to go. There was something in a part, and I had to go to this person's thing on Facebook.
With CK Halo says, clean your own house first. And yes, it is the libertarian view.
Yes.
100%.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yep.
Without a doubt it is.
We are, I can speak for you too. We are fiscal conservatives, social liberals.
Yes.
There is no party for that.
Yes. Yes. Exactly.
Okay,
and
go on.
A lot of people our age and younger are. You know, I think there's a lot of people that feel that way. But again, beside the point. But let's just like Facebook now. Maybe y'all can shed some light on the subject for me, because when I got Facebook, it was for a business thing, right? Hated Facebook. My little cousin had her identity stolen when I got on the road with WWE, and there was all kinds of crap that went on. So I said, screw Facebook, not happening. Well, years later, I have to get one. So I get one, and I get requests from people I don't know. Okay, maybe it's a thing. But see, it's not like Twitter or Instagram where you influence in this net, because you're capped off at a certain amount of people. Mm-hmm. Well, I made the mistake of going, oh, screw it. Yeah, what the hell? Da, da, da. I don't want to make anyone feel bad because I don't like to reject anyone else. Well, you know, there is so many like individual things wrong with Facebook culture, in my opinion. And like, again, the mass hysteria of shittyocracy that has ravaged the average Facebook user, in the sense of, like, you know, what April and I were just talking about. You know, this person, it's a FICOR credit score. No, this is a social credit score. We're not crediting or you know, keeping score of if you can pay your bills or not. And by the way, pay your bills. It ain't that simple. I've had a credit card, and I just don't, you know, don't spend more than you have. That's the secret to credit. Okay. So live below your means. Thank you all very much. Unless it's an emergency. That's just my opinion. But no, this is keeping track of us as human beings. And who is any government when I'm not just going to say our government, because look, in the totality of everything.
Excuse me. If I want to buy a giant double-headed spiked dildo, I don't really want that on my personal credits, my personal credit score. I don't want that to come up if somebody runs the thing. And it says right here, it will keep track of your purchases.
That really seems like a very uncomfortable thing to have. Spiked?
Yeah. I'm just saying, what if I want one as a gag gift? What if I want one as part of a cosplay thing?
With spikes on it, though?
What if I want to use it as a weapon if somebody walks in my house and I want to beat them to death with it?
Use a baseball
I live in Florida. Hashtag Florida woman. Florida woman beats Robert to death with a double-headed spiked dildo. I can see that headline.
Point taken. Absolutely point taken. Point taken.
But I don't want that on my social credit score.
You're right. I can agree with that. I can absolutely agree with that.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to. I just wanted to give an example there.
Stella, what's the matter, baby? Okay? Where's Stella?
You know what? Facebook is for friends. Twitter is for following.
Yeah. And like, I just really have a just a problem with the way. So here you go, baby. And like with the way some of these people are talking to other people and just being completely rude and jackasses. And you know what? Look, we live in a society where things are heated. There's like elevated emotions and things like that. But I really believe that we should all just at least take a second, see where the other person's coming from. And again, like I've asked you before, Bill, in our discussions, hey, where did you get the information from?
Yeah, we have plenty of times.
Stella, what's your matter, baby? Look, may I take Stella for a walk?
Yes, go for it.
Okay, and I will go. I think she has to go pee. I will take the phone with me. But is that okay?
Yeah, go for it. We'll go on a walk with you.
Okay, we're gonna go for a walk. Okay, baby. Okay, hang on.
So So once Aaron shared this article that I posted, and what I'd written is, do you still think it's about a virus? Because it just seems like at this point it's not anymore. It seems like it's more about control, and it's about inch by inch giving up more and more rights. And what's happening is that things. Thank you, and thanks for cheering bits and thank you for subscribing. We appreciate it very, very much. And nice to meet you, Scott. Right? Did I get that right?
Scott, thank you very much for subscribing.
Yeah, Scott, thank you, and cheering. So what's happening, I think, is that this is slowly eroding to the point where we are starting to think things that are not okay and are totally fucked up are normal, and that they're okay, and they're not. They're not. You know, being asked to quarantine again is not okay. Being forced to take shot after shot after shot to keep your job is not okay. Now, if you want to do it, do it. If that makes you happy, if you feel safe that way, if that's your choice, go for it. No one's saying don't do it.
Yeah.
But being told you have to work at the career that you went to school for, that you've worked your ass off for, that you've given your time to the company for, that you have worked through the pandemic for many people that were on front line, like the nurses, the doctors, the people taking our trash out. Now all of a sudden they can't work because they're not jabbed. Give me a freaking break. Like, what is wrong with us that we
Insane.
are all? What's wrong with us that we're not all in the streets saying, hang on a second, wait a second. So as bit by bit this keeps happening, it's going to keep happening as long as people don't do anything about it and say, oh, okay, it's just 2 weeks. Oh, it's just a month. It's just 6 months. It's just 2 years. It's just a vaccine. It's just 2 vaccines. It's just 3 vaccines. It's just a booster. It's just my firstborn fucking son. It's just my child's education. It's just my ability to go to the hospital. It's just my health insurance. I mean, when does it stop? Exactly. When?
Amen.
Because it won't. It won't stop.
Amen.
So we have to do something. We have to stop it. If we're waiting for somebody to save us, it's not going to happen that way. This isn't a goddamn Disney fucking movie. There's not a prince coming in.
Agreed.
No.
Again, it's very interesting. And it's, in my opinion now, when you said, I'm sorry here, I'm going to get situated.
It's okay. Drink, everyone, drink. Aaron swears we drink.
Yes. So
this is vodka.
This is crazy. I really. Whew, sorry. Man, I tell you what, on our Festivus show, I'm going to be airing this on my grievances. So, all right, here it was a sad part where there were some people that said, like, oh, the virus, like they made comments about that post, that particular post, like it was about the virus. And you said it wasn't about the virus. Remember? Like you said, like, this is, so you think it's about the virus. Like it's
I said,
not.
do you still think it's about the virus?
Yeah. And these people, they don't even read it. It's like they just see one thing that doesn't agree with them, and they use it as a starting point to go off.
Thank you for the cheers, by the way. We appreciate the bits.
And I just wish that, like, we could take a second. What are we commenting to think? Take a second to think about what we're commenting on before we comment on it. And if it's something that, that doesn't agree with me, I'm going to go blast this person, and to attack their education or to attack what they do.
Yes.
Like,
some guy told me that I'm not qualified to speak on these things because I went to Full Sail University and I sell candles.
Yeah. And you know what I just told him before the chaos just happened before the show?
I do not.
I said, look, Full Sail has a journalism program. Number one.
I do. I had to go through it.
Number two, her candles are awesome. And I support small business owners. I think they're the backbone of this country. Anyone who has the courage and the drive to start their own business and do something and put money into the economy, like this guy's going to try to take a dump on that just because like he misread a post about like, oh, credit is this and that. Jackass. And you know what? I didn't call him a jackass on Facebook because I don't believe in calling, like, no, you know what? I'm going to be classy on Facebook. I said that wasn't a classy thing to do, but I'm going to call him a shitiot on here because I own half of this goddamn show.
Yeah, you do.
And the guy's a shitiot.
Wait, we own a third. Colin owns a third too.
That's right. I'm sorry, Colin. The guy's a shitiot, and he has no place in a civilized discussion unless he takes a giant wad of shitiot paper and wipes his brain clean. Okay?
Well, here's the thing, okay, right? When somebody posts information about something, that's all it is. It's just information. And you can take it or leave it. And if you have a comment or an experience or situation to add in to the discussion going on or the debate going on, do that. But it's not your place to shit on everything.
No.
And a lot of people feel the need to do that because I think they're looking for validation rather than information. And if it doesn't agree with whatever choices they have made or the way that they live, then somehow in their American, very narrow, small mind, this is not right. And it can't possibly be right. And that is an Americanism because I've traveled a lot of places and nobody seems to do that but here. I've never seen it anywhere else. Like a lot of people are just like, okay, but here it's like, no, you're stupid if you think that way. It's like just the weirdest thing.
Yeah. And I think you're stupid because you react that way. You know, I mean, it's, you know, we've said civility and I preach civility. Like on Instagram, I made a post on Instagram about a month ago and these jackasses went off and like started making fun of each other and everything. And it's like, you know what? We're not doing that. So I I deleted that post and put a video up pretty much saying that on my social media platforms, we're not going to use this as a soapbox or a, you know, a battleground, if you will, where we can sling shade at each other. You know, this is not an insult forum. At least anything that any account with my name on it will not be. And look, I'm all for opposing viewpoints. And there have been times when I've shared something and someone said, oh, no, this is what this actually is. Thank you. And they were respectful. And I publicly thanked them. And you know what? I was a better person because of it. I was a more well-informed person because of it. And again, the jackassery and the shitiocrity need to stop because I'm very, very close. Like I was very close to, as we say in wrestling, cutting a promo on this dude. I really had to bite my tongue and say I'm not going to go that route because I don't think it's the most intelligent route to go. And I
told him he was rude. I think people get away with being rude because no one's telling them they're rude. It's like, what's wrong with you?
Well, if you
what's wrong with you?
Here's the thing. If you're on one side of the fence, and I'm just saying this is what I believe, right? This is what I've seen. Maybe I'm wrong. Please educate me. If you're on one side of the fence, you can say anything you want so long as it is supporting a particular agenda and you're a warrior. If you are on another side of the fence and you just call someone out for being stupid, not necessarily saying anything offensive, you're a bully and you're intolerant and you're rude. That is what I've seen a lot on social media.
Are you talking about political offense, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Well, you know what's weird? Oh, thanks, Doug. Yeah, that was hard. Going back to school as an adult is hard. It's hard. Yeah. Appreciate it. What's interesting is how many people politically will assume that if you have an opposing view or you question anything, and again, when did it become not okay to question things? Then immediately you're a Trumper.
Oh my God, yes.
Okay, so full disclosure, and I know this is not a popular view these days, but I couldn't fucking stand Trump. I couldn't wait to see the back of him. And I'm sorry for being honest about that to the people who do like him. Now, in hindsight, I realize that he was probably standing in the way of a lot of this that was going on. And I see things a little bit more clearly now. But at the time, I viewed him as somebody who was encouraging even more divide. And I did not care for him at all. It was a very disruptive time, and I didn't like it, and I didn't vote for him. So I've always been a moderate.
Yeah.
And it seems like things are even more divided now. So it seems like you are either with us or you are against us, and we are calling you names. We're going to cancel you.
Yeah.
We're going to assume that you're, wait, what do they call them? MAGA? MAGA, right? I've been called MAGA. I've been called a Trumper. I'm like, what? Are you serious right now? Like,
what's happened, I think, is there's a certain like
they're bully. They bully, and then they're quick to
Trumpism
call you a bully.
Has given an identity to a group of people that feels like they're getting shorthanded and they're getting the crap end of the stick. It's given them kind of a flag to rally around. And I agree with you. Like when the protests were going on back in 2020, as the president of the United States, to not go on TV and say, look, stop, let's unite, let's be together, let's address this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I thought that was a great opportunity to unite people that he didn't take. You know, I thought it was horrible. Yeah. But you know what? Am I going to say every single thing he did was bad? No. I think a lot of his economic
Farm Bill.
Yep.
CBD oil.
A lot of his economic policies were very good for this country. And you cannot deny that on record, this country had the best economic span of growth in recorded history. So let's not deny that. Now, do I think he could have done a lot more in terms of being a better statesman? Absolutely. Do I think he could have done a lot more to promote unity and social justice? Without a doubt. And then on the flip side, you know, we have our current president who, I mean, you pull out of Afghanistan, you do this, and you just completely disregard, the average American or even the lower class Americans, the American economy. Like, how do you propose a bill? Anything over, what was it, like $600? You got to report it to the IRS? Like, how does that help? You know, and with these people, I thought this was very poignant. Here's someone who I cannot, and again, maybe this will anger some people. I don't care. I am not a fan of that AOC. I think she is, no, in my opinion, she is, no.
Some guy goes, how could somebody so hot turn me off so much?
It's true, though. I mean, you know,
I was thinking, I'm like, I probably have that same exact effect on people sometimes.
Oh, stop it. No. But no, I mean, and again, I am not a conservative either. I don't consider myself conservative. I don't consider myself Republican. But with someone like her, it's just to me, it's oh, everything with this agenda I'm going to agree with and I'm going to say yes to. And, you know, that whole tax the rich. Well, someone else said that they had a shirt that said be the rich. That's the mentality we should be having. I'm sorry. Instead of tax the rich, that implies that oh yeah, we're all poor. When this woman's going to a $30,000, $20,000 gala, whatever the hell it was, that is just so shady. And another one I can't stand is Nancy Pelosi. I think she is so polarizing. And I'm out here in California. Her nephew Newsom has done a horrible job.
That's her nephew? See, I don't follow politics.
Yeah, and is a hypocrite.
I follow events, not politics, because the politics bore the shit out of me.
Yeah, but Pelosi and Newsom are both hypocrites. You know, the pandemic, mask up, do this. Well, Newsom's hanging out with his family. Pelosi's in a hair salon getting her hair done, and she goes, oh, well, I was set up. Okay, so someone made you go to a hair salon after you're saying mask up. I don't respect these people as individuals. Therefore, I will not support them as leaders. That's my opinion. Now, if anyone disagrees with that, you can disagree with that. You're absolutely fine. But if you want to sling shade at me and say that I'm a right-winger, well, you are wrong, ding dong, because I'm not. Because there's a lot of Republicans that I am not fans of,
Oh.
and there you go.
Here, going back to going to events for a second. If someone told us 2 years ago that this would be our reality right now, that this is how we'd be living, this is what we'd be dealing with, that this would be our life. If someone sat down and said and posted that on Facebook, do you know how many people would be upset and they would have called them a conspiracy theorist and told them they were out of their mind? You're out of your goddamn mind. That's never going to happen in this country that's free, blah, 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 blah. That over my dead body, I'm holding onto my gun. This will never happen, blah, blah, blah. Well, it's here and it's happening. So I think that we have to keep an open mind. We have to do some research that's obviously not on Google. We have to entertain what some people call conspiracy theories at this point. We have to.
Yeah, entertain them. See what you think. Use common sense. Draw your own conclusions. Discuss things with people, and above all else, let's all try to keep our humanity because, look, I've given you my opinion of, let's say, AOC, right? If AOC was stranded on the side of the road in the desert with a flat tire and, or something was wrong and, whatever, right? And needed help. As a human being, I would help. If Trump was not that the situation would happen, but like if Trump was in need of assistance and there was no one else around, I would help him because you know what? We are human beings. And, I refuse to let anyone force me to demonize political, conservatives, political liberals, whoever, right? Like whoever, like any group of people, any group. And someone should tell me, oh yeah, we need to demonize and they're all this, they're all that. No, because that's the kind of talk that got us in a situation we're in. And you can pretend to want equal rights and equality and this and that, or, you can actually truly fight for it. We can all agree systemic racism has happened. There's a record of it. What are we going to do about it? How are we going to work it? We need to put, in my opinion, more money and more resources, make more resources available to economically disadvantaged people, especially children, right? We need that. I was having a discussion today with someone who was a liberal and a dear friend of mine. And I'm like, just the whole thing, like, I love Biden's thought process and the thing about climate change. We need to take care of our planet. If we don't have a planet, we don't have anything. We need to take better care of our home because it's all of our home, right? However, versus doing some of the policies you're doing, why can't we say, okay, domestically, here's what we're going to do in America. I don't want to put auto workers out of work, right? Ford, Chevy, whatever, or GMC, whatever the hell it goes under. I'm not a car guy. If you have 40% of your vehicles are like clean energy vehicles, I'm just saying like 30%, 40%, whatever, right? Have a mathematician and a statistician do all this, but 40%, you're going to get a tax break. Okay. We want cleaner energy. And if they're, look, these big corporations, they exist to make money. So what if we incentivize them using the carrot that they love, which is money, and follow up with it, but it makes our planet better. And then guess what? We're all driving cleaner cars. We start to move towards a better place. When Biden was elected, gas prices soared through the roof. Okay, there's a reason for it, but couldn't we have not met in the middle? Let them go up 50 cents, $1. Like, does it have to be so extreme? And that is my issue. Like, again, I'm interested in y'all's thoughts. Like with this thing, like, let's say you go to Ford and you say, okay, 30% of your vehicles have to be clean energy vehicles and you will get a tax break. Everyone will make more money. Everyone will win. What is wrong with that? Can anyone tell me? Can anyone counter argue that?
You let them. You guys can talk.
Yep, I can't see y'all. Sorry.
Oh, okay. If anybody says anything, we'll put it up on the screen there. So I'm stunned at where we are in life right now. I don't know if the protests are being shown on the news because I don't watch the news. But there are massive protests going on everywhere. And they are not just a few people. They are huge. I mean, huge. You name the area, they're going on, from New York to Paris to London to everywhere. There are a lot of protests going on right now. So, like I said, I think there's a news blackout on this. So if you guys want to look that up, you can. You're probably going to have to look it up. Again, don't go on Google. Use a privacy browser. You can find it that way, or go on Twitter. You'll be able to find it. Hell, I've retweeted a whole bunch of stuff, so you can go on April Hunter on Twitter and sort your way through the boobies and see all the protests too. But Alexa says, I'm being declared crazy because I said that there's going to be a blackout in Europe in the next few years. That's being predicted in a few places, actually. Now, in Australia, they pulled the internet, and in Cuba, they did as well. So if we
Is it still out?
Huh?
Is it still out?
No, but they got upset with the civil disobedience and pulled the internet.
Okay, that's wrong. That is a major, and that's Australia. That ain't too far off from the USA. That's messed up.
That's what caused everybody to revolt. So what makes us think, I've said this before when the virus was going on, I said this then, I said, what makes us think that we're not going to get it? This was back in January 2020, remember? Now I'll say it now. What makes us think that we're not going to have our internet pulled? Why do we think we're special? Why do we think we're so fucking free?
Because we have been free for a long time. And we've taken our freedom for granted.
Australia's a free country too.
Yeah, but we have taken our freedom for granted because at the end of the day, I truly believe, despite all of our flaws, our shortcomings, and everything else, we still have one of the greatest countries in the world, if not the greatest country in the world, in terms of, ordinary people governing themselves. And I say this in the sense of, a little over 200 years ago. Actually, more than that. Forgive me, it's been a long day. But we are the template for other free countries in terms of the structure of our government and everything else. And I am just a little upset that when this country was founded on freedom, we have people and shitiots on Facebook running around attacking other people for having an opposing viewpoint. If someone went on Facebook and said something like, this group of people should not be allowed to talk, right? Jump on them. Those kind of comments, those kind of ideas, in my opinion, should be met with a severe resistance. But if someone shares an idea or a thought and it's really not offensive, why do people take offense to it? And I think you said, April, it's because they want validation, not information. It's because people, who've been locked up in their homes in fear, with the masks on and look.
Hang on.
Again,
and Winona said she's seen nothing about the protests. Well, here's this one is in Italy, right here.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on. This one, London, they're chanting, "We stand together." This is the vaccinated and the unvaccinated standing together to protest, and the police are protesting with them. The police on fire, as you can see from the, yep. Hang on. France, they're saying, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Hold your line. Hold on. There's a lot of them. I just have to wade through my boobies first. Here's Australia.
Yeah. So it's happening.
Yep. New York. It's happening here too. So, okay. New York, Paris, Rome, Trieste, Bern, Dublin, Montreal, Melbourne, Montpellier, Los Angeles, Zagreb, if I'm saying that right, Bucharest, Prague, Marseille, Athens, Buenos Aires, Cape Town. That's just to mention a few. Yep. So you can find these protests on Twitter. People are posting videos and pictures of them. And if you want to join in, you can be part of that. So.
Yeah. You know, I'm not an alarmist. I don't think, again, you know, immediately things are all going down the toilet. But I do think we need to start taking a look at what's being proposed. You know, what is being talked about right now. I say again, the social score, when it is clear and documented. I'm not saying this like it's a, you know, oh, it's just a theory I have. No, it has been documented that our government has not been 100% truthful with us. Now,
and they're still not. They're still not.
But here's another counterpoint. I think at times, and I believe it was it Socrates or Plato that said, like, sometimes, like in dealing with mass groups of people, if you have to not tell them something to keep order in society, it's okay. Now, I know that's a gray line, but look, when dealing with mass groups of people and things like that, and there's a whole global balance too that's out there, I can get with that in some circumstances. Some.
You know what? But you have to break a few eggs to make an omelet. You know who said that?
Who?
Mao, communist leader.
Well, there you go. So I believe that who are they, and to my original point, to judge us on a social score? I believe we should have politicians. And I think, what if the public gave politicians a social score? And if it drops below a certain point, they're out of office.
I think we should. Let's go back to the Viking way, where we elect our officials, right? They're in there for a certain amount of time. And when they fuck up, they get pulled. They're down. And it doesn't matter what time of year it is. It could be a Tuesday in January, and we don't like them, and they're pulled out. That's it. So.
But then again, with the nature of society right now, people complain, and it would be like you couldn't keep a leader for 2 seconds. My opinion, I think that nothing would get done that way, because we're very, and especially in this country, we're spoiled. We want everything our way. We want it now. It's you know, autonomous. We want everything according to us, right? Like that's on Facebook. You know, the one jackass.
Well,
it didn't agree with his way. And regardless of how the information was presented, regardless of what was presented in the information, he just, no, doesn't agree with me. So I'm going to go and make fun of you and this and that and your candles. By the way, your candles are very good. I enjoy all your candles.
Thank you.
So if you get some from April Sensations. It's really good though. The one, the eucalyptus,
Sensations,
clears the sinuses up. It's got a wooden wick. There's a little snap, crackle, and pop to it. It's lovely.
That's my. I made new Fruity Pebbles.
Sorry, shameless plug.
I'll take it. Thank you.
Yep.
So here's the thing, and this is again probably not going to be a popular thing to say, but the people who seem to be getting the most shit over the vaccine, or rather choosing to be vaccine hesitant and waiting, you know, and these are probably the same people, and I'm in this group, who don't buy the first generation of any device because I want to work the bugs out and I'll wait and see how that goes and buy later on. The people who seem to be getting the most shit are the ones who tend to eat healthy. And thanks, Eva. They tend to eat healthy and work out and take care of themselves. And a lot of people think that we're nuts, because we kind of take our health into our own hands. So we supplement, we have discipline. And our view a lot of times is that some people would rather take a medication than put the hard work in and deal with the discipline. I mean, a lot of people did run right out to get that medication and without really thinking about we don't know the long-term effects, without questioning it. So it bothers me to see so many of my peers attacked and called all kinds of names because I've spent their life doing things a certain way and living a healthy lifestyle. And now all of a sudden they're resistant. They're like, wait. I don't know about this, and I don't know about this for my kid. We live a certain way. You know, adenovirus vaccines have been around for a long time, like the J&J. But the mRNA has not. This is the first time. So a lot of people are like, let's see how it goes first. Give us, let's see how it goes, and I'll have an immune system. I'll take my chance. Holistic living. So, and now they're losing their jobs for it. So that's what's frustrating. And they're being called names, and they're being shit on, and it's sad, it's sad, and it's not right. So, what's the sad, not right? The new Facebook rebranding logo, which is an infinity symbol.
That's stupid.
Yeah, they took the infinity symbol, something that is deeply spiritual and also has a big meaning for those in mental health. And now they're going to use it on Facebook.
Well, there was another symbol that had a deeply spiritual meaning.
Mm-hmm.
And, again, I don't mean to sound like, again, this is just an observation. I'm not saying that that's what this is, but that symbol was put on a red armband, and a lot of bad stuff happened against it. Or I should against it, underneath it.
Yeah.
And because of it. Facebook's a business. I get it. I had an issue when I posted something about Bill Murray, a quote that Bill Murray said. It was actually about when our government lies to us, it's politics, but when we lie to the government, it's a crime or something like that.
Yeah.
And the fact checkers like, there's no evidence that Bill Murray's saying this, and we just want to, really? With all the shit going on today, and all the craziness and the people, the predators out there on Facebook, instead of fact checkers, how about we have some people go after internet predators, huh? How about like the weirdos that are online, trying to lure children, like what was that show, To Catch a Predator with Chris Hansen? Now, he got in trouble, but like, what if we have a team of people that do that instead of worried about like Bill Murray quotes, paying people to sit around, surf the internet, and worried about what I'm posting, in regards to Bill Murray and what he says. And I really, really found that offensive. There's no evidence that Bill Murray said this.
Play it said, if you lie to the government, they'll put you in prison. But if they lie to us, it's called being a politician.
Yes.
So.
Yes.
And it's funny. He also pointed out, he said, not true. When a certain president was in charge, they screamed not to get it. When a new president took over, everyone must get it. It was a dramatic change, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, dramatic. It was like a switchover, like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nobody found that to be weird.
Use common sense. And what Biden said about the vaccine, and then all of a sudden now he's president, everyone get jabbed.
Yeah.
Come on. And if you really want to look at it, I mean, wasn't it, the previous presidents, his kind of like notion, like to get this thing going and get it, like he did a lot of groundwork to start this vaccine and get it off the ground. You know what I mean? And then, so the other guy takes over and, get the jab. So technically they're working together, right? Now, what is, like, I'm just saying, but the idiots that are so, Trump this, these hardcore Trumpers that refuse to have anything to do with the vaccine. It's not exactly, let's see.
Okay.
Tweets. What does that mean? If you follow,
because they post the befores and afters, like they saved all the screenshots and the video that people forget that they've taken. Yeah, thanks.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and people, like I said, again, you want to get a vaccine, go get it. That's fine. Have at it. But
freedom.
Where the issue is for me is that they're taking the freedom away. They're taking the rights away from people. And if they mandate one thing, they're going to mandate and mandate and mandate and mandate. And it's not going to stop here for you to keep your job.
Yeah.
It is not. It's not going to be 2 jabs. It's not going to be a booster. They're going to have you jump through with all kinds of stuff to keep your job.
Yeah, and then if you're a bad citizen, so your social credit score is bad. I mean, in China, if you get caught jaywalking, that goes against your social credit score.
Yeah.
You know? Oh, yeah. We're thinking, oh, it's just, that's so stupid. These idiots on Facebook, when I posted that, like that, aren't even reading it. Be surprised. It's something we need to be aware of. That's all. We need to be aware of it. We need to know what it is, understand what it is, and then let's start making some decisions going forward. I think it is pretty scary what's going on in Utah. And not like, look, there was talk, oh, yeah, the driver's license on digital, whatever. Well, you know what? One idiot that works at the DMV, if he has access to the right thing, can type a couple things in, and guess what? You no longer have a driver's license. I like a physical card that says I'm a driver. You know what I mean? That you can scan it and shit. I don't know what they do with it.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's interesting. What if your phone dies? What if you're driving and your phone? There's so many logistic.
We have to use that for when we go on shoots. They have
Yeah.
to take pictures of our license
Yeah.
to put with our model release. And yes, Chris, I'm Scottish. I'm Scottish. So my family is. My dad
And
is.
another thing.
My dad is.
Mhm.
My pa. So on a, we'll wrap that up and move on to a couple other things real quick. But anything you have to sum up with?
No, and again, just to say, and I don't want to be redundant, but like what I also thought was funny was some of the counterpoints that like, oh no, they just want to consolidate everyone's info and this and that. Yeah, that's real good in the event of a friggin' cyber attack. Let's have everything right here. You know, where's your GD brains?
Yeah, we've
saying.
had nothing but problems with that actually.
I do think Stella she's very demanding. And I'm sorry, this was a last minute thing. May I come back in like 2 minutes?
Go for it.
Okay.
Go for it. So somebody told me about a show called Dope Sick on Hulu. I don't know, have any of you seen this? Because I watched the preview today, and this person was raving about it. So they're using fiction to tell the truth. And it's about the story of Oxycontin and how it went from becoming this little innocent pain pill to a huge epidemic. And it's a very interesting, we're on episode 5 right now. I forget who's in it. They're, it's at regular, it's not a documentary. The actors are in it. It's a story, but it is really fascinating, especially if you are curious about the politics of pharma, and how it all goes. And if you have any family or friends that have been in this situation with the painkillers, like for us, we have lost, you know how it is with the wrestling business. We've lost a lot of people, a lot of coworkers to the painkillers, especially Oxycontin. So it's like to watch somebody finally come out with this and do this story. It's kind of, hate using the word validating because we've used it a lot today, but it's kind of validating that they finally done an expose on this. So that's kind of nice. And yeah, Fred, that's, I'm good friends with my ex, and he'll tell me, because we know, we'll watch a lot of the same. Yeah, I think it's Keaton. So he's like, yeah, you got to watch it. It's right up your alley. So I'm reading some of your stuff now. 80s Batman, female version of William Wallace. Funny story there. There is a lineage there in part of my family that goes back to the Bruces and all of that. So I think I get the warrior gene, honestly. So always a fighter. So yeah, but I wanted to ask you guys, if you are comfortable with it, if you can stand up and speak out, if you can pay attention to the protests going on and share them on your social media and help this along in any way that you're comfortable with, that it won't risk your friend's family, your account. If you're comfortable with that, it helps. So getting the word out and letting others know that there's hope, that this is happening, helps. So that's why I do it a lot, even though I have pretty much everything to risk. And I pull back a lot, and then I go forward a lot with it, because I know I have a lot to risk, and then I end up still doing it because I feel like it's really, really important right now to fight for our freedoms and our rights, and to make sure that this doesn't get any worse, and to try and get us back to where we were, if it's at all possible. So Disco El Swayze, thank you very much. So yeah, we appreciate you guys, subscribing and cheering and throwing bits and all that stuff, and are doing our pec flexes there. But yeah, it's very, very important right now. I think this might be the most important time in history to stand up and speak out and share the important things on social media. And we are surrounded by propaganda. If you are not familiar, look up Project Mockingbird from 2016. This allowed the American people to be propagandized, and it allowed unlimited news stories and reporters to be, news stories to be put into our circulation, reporters to be bought and paid for, and they can tell us and sell us whatever they want. Unfortunately, our media is owned by just 6 corporations, and that's it. So they can fear us and steer us any which way they want. Everything we see, read, hear, 6 corporations. So people should be aware of that. I don't think a lot of people are. So on to brighter and better, unless you want to sum up the Facebook thing. I was talking about Dope Sick on Hulu.
Oh no, I'm sorry. My apologies to all the viewers. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. Most people are here just for my tits anyway.
Exactly. We know that. So
whatever.
Yep. Exactly. But no, things have been a little hectic here, but it's okay.
No, you're so good to your friends and your family and Stella. They're very fortunate to have you.
Well, Stella really doesn't again, this was an emergency. There's been some things going on in the last couple months, which is why in the last 2 months I've had to watch Stella twice on the show. Mm-hmm. And the problem is I'm the only one that Stella will tolerate. So, but she knows I'm a pushover. So anytime she wants anything, she just barks and whines, and I cater to her. But it's for the hour and a half we do the show, it's okay. But yeah, it's okay. We remember that you're human.
Thank you. So one of the things we were talking about, on a positive level, kind of, or a thinking level, I guess, was why I brought this up. Oh, Pax, come here. Leave that. Foster dog problems there. We have dog issues here.
We really do.
I know, right? I guess we could have worse problems.
Uh-huh.
Why was it so easy? Here we go. Why was it so easy to make lasting friendships in high school? A lot of our friends, we're still friends with them, right? Even if we don't have anything in common with them anymore, we're still friends with them. Why was that so easy? And it's so difficult to make friends later on in life. So I started breaking that down and thinking about it, right? And I came down to 2 things: drama and vulnerability. So when we go through things with people, when we go through a lot of drama or an issue, kind of like the blood is thicker than water. Mm-hmm. Blood is thicker than water actually means blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. So it means when you're a warrior, the blood that you spill together, whether it's a warrior, cops, wrestlers, you guys have a thicker bond than family does. So when you go through things with people, like hard things, they're bonded. So say anything, you go through something rough with people or good with people, you're bonded. So in high school, we had such wacky hormones and all that stuff going on and so much drama, and we were thrown together all the time. We went through so much stuff in those years of high school, those short years of high school, that it bonded us for ever. I think. And as we become adults and we're older and we have more to lose and we guard ourselves and we don't want to let people see who we really are in case they judge us and they don't actually like who we are because we're a little weird, a little off, a little strange. We're afraid to get vulnerable. We're afraid to show who we are. We're afraid to really, I like your poem. We're afraid to really, really
My
put ourselves
phone was
out there.
fucking, I'm sorry.
It's okay. We're afraid to put ourselves out there. And that is a problem because when you're afraid to put yourself out there, then you don't create the bonds. And when you don't create the bonds, you're afraid to put yourself out there.
Can't see any holes in that theory.
So,
yeah, right. Like people we went to high school with, there's this certain, yeah, I mean, bond isn't the word, but like to me, right, it's been more of a template. And I was actually talking to a former coworker of mine about this like 2 weeks ago, how you go to high school and then from there, wherever you go, whether you go to college, whether you go to the military, whether you go into like pro wrestling, you have these characters from high school. And then like in OVW, when we, like it was, him and I were at OVW at the same time, and which was Ohio Valley Wrestling. Like it was like college for pro wrestlers, right? Except we were getting paid, and it was a lot of fun.
It's kind of like Yale.
So like you have these people like, oh, this person reminds me of my friend Ross from high school. This person reminds me of my friend Brian from high school. This person reminds me of Mr. Reynolds, my high school teacher. Like there's certain people that like you'll always equate them to that. So it's like, to me, high school was like the template for like, okay, in the real world, you'll encounter people who are different personality types and in different roles and things like that. So that's kind of like why I think I look at the people I went to high school with a certain way. But it's weird because like I'd say out of every group I've been, like the OVW people, like I have this, we all do to a degree. It's weird. Like there's this weird bond that us OVW people have that's like stronger than my high school friends. I mean, not all my high school friends, like my friend Ross, I'm still very close with.
Because you spilled blood together.
Yeah, probably. Well, Ross and I never spilled blood together, but like the OVW people, yeah, like again, like we have like that's our thing. So that was like my high school college of wrestling, to where like every other place, like I've kind of equated to that. But yeah, it is interesting how those formative years, like people see us vulnerable. They see us again going through all these changes, and we have no choice but to be vulnerable because of the hormone situation. And as we get older, we can kind of get it in check, or some of us anyway. And yeah, so maybe that's why, because we're more guarded. We've been burnt. We've experienced a little bit more of what the real world is like, because we're not fully, we don't really know, or at least very few high schoolers don't truly know what the real world is like. You know what I mean? Like you play with fire, you get burned, and the burn doesn't go away for a long, long time, and it leaves a scar. That is of course an analogy, but it's also a true statement. So, you just got to kind of have to like understand the innocence, that high school innocence, because it's right before, like, as the brain is starting to become an adult and everything, and the body's starting to become an adult, or is an adult in some cases, yet emotionally and experience wise, you haven't really haven't gotten a chance to be bitter and grizzled.
So making friends as adults. And hi, Billy Ray, what's up?
What's happening?
So how do we make friends as an adult when we are, no. I mean, true. How do we do that when we are a little bit less willing to be vulnerable and less willing to show who we are? So what are our options to go out there and make friends? Because it's difficult sometimes, I know I have a friend that has had a lot of success with Meetup Groups. You go to, meetup.com. She goes to all the groups, and she's had pretty good success with that. I've met a few friends through that as well. I have a couple of really interesting stories I need to write about. A lot of people don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bumble is not just a dating app. They have Bumble BFF. So one time I signed up for that.
Sure.
Yeah. So Bumble BFF made me realize what you guys go through with dating. Because all of a sudden I was dealing with the flakiest women ever, women who didn't know how to have a conversation. It was really, really challenging. All I was looking for is somebody to do stuff with. Like, I just want to go to the park and work out. I just want to go to the movie. I just want to go out and try out a new restaurant. So yeah, there's an app for BFFs now. It's Bumble BFF. So, but it's hard when you're an adult to make friends, especially if you're not in a mommy club.
I'm gonna break something down for you and everyone listening, April, right now. This is as basic as it gets, ladies and gentlemen. Prior to this app, we're going to do a little bit of word association, huh? When I say Bumble, what's the next word you think of?
Dating. Fumble. What?
No. You've never heard the term Bumble, F-U-C-K?
Oh, yeah. Okay. I don't know. I know it was a trick question. Am I rhyming? Bees? Prior to this dating app, like, look at this Bumble. You know what I mean? Okay, yeah.
You don't name an app Bumble because the next word into 90% of the people's brains is the F word, which is, a term for doing like that.
Well, it is a dating app.
So you could have called the app just F-U-C-K. Like that was essentially what those people were going for. So yes, this is the Bumble BFF app because Bumble has now gotten so out of control. And it's obviously, if you're on Bumble, you want to, So, yeah, this is for BFFs. And come on, the second something like that happens, every creep is going to join that app. And this is not respective to one gender. Because you go, oh, yeah, let's be friends. And and oh, yes. And then let's go out for a few drinks and let's do this. And oh, hey, have you ever tried? Come on.
That's not fair because you know the story of that one situation. So
am I wrong? And this is not limited to Bumble. Am I wrong?
No, you aren't wrong.
If you want to meet friends, you sign up for an activity that people bond in. Go to jiu-jitsu, go to karate. Take up tennis, take up water polo, go to the YMCA, start working out, do a group activity, to go to an acting class. Although here's my issue with friggin' acting classes. I signed up for a couple acting classes when I first moved out to LA, and they were like, oh yeah, you have to meet at least twice outside of class. Friggin' tell me what I have to do. I'm paying you money for this amount of time a week. Don't tell me if I don't have to meet up twice a week and to go hang out with someone. No. Know your lines. Get your character. Don't hit the furniture and move on. I mean, I don't like this. I don't like being forced. It's like, again, we're talking about being forced to do things. I don't like being forced to hang out with someone. Now, in my kickboxing class, okay, I don't like a lot of people. I don't like meeting new people. I don't like meeting new friends and hanging out. That's not my thing. But in my kickboxing class, I have made some really good friends, and I've made some really good I've had really good conversations, and I've met some really, really cool people. And it's because we have a common activity, and it's organic. It's not like you don't go into the mentality of like, okay, I want to meet some new friends, so here we go. Because again, everything like that, especially when something's called Bumble. Oh no, this is the friend edition. Sure it is.
So Winona wrote, oddly enough, one of my closest online friends I met was through Aaron's Twitter. She posted a picture where she had met him. I commented, we started talking and have been friends ever since.
Who the hell was that?
That's Winona.
Oh, isn't that nice?
Yeah. So.
Well, no, who the hell was
Oh, her friend?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Actually, you know what? It's none of my business. I'm glad you guys met. And the common activity seemed to be me.
There you go.
My ongoing. So that's great. Thank you.
Oh, when like player when OnlyFans wanted to go legit. Actually, I was one of the few people pulling for that. So when we went into quarantine, and I lost a lot of bookings. I lost a lot of good bookings that year. I had some really good stuff lined up. So I opened an OnlyFans, and it was very cringy for me because it has such a reputation of being porn on there. And obviously, I don't do porn, never have. But I wanted a place where I could still earn some money and still meet the fans, but not, anyway. It's been good for what it is that I do, which is artsy erotica, but I'm constantly saying, no, I don't do that. No, I don't do that. No, I don't do that. So when OnlyFans was going to go legit, I was like, yes. And then they didn't. So, yeah, I was kind of excited about that. Then I wouldn't have to deal with any more stuff. So, anyway, I was the one person out there pulling for that one. So, yeah.
You can't win them all, as they say.
Yeah. And somebody mentioned, mental health is no joke. Yeah, no kidding. Yep.
No, and I mean, look, it's healthy to have good relationships with people. We all have our balance, right? Mm-hmm. We all have our unique situation. We all have, so many different things that make us who we are as individuals. So what works for one person isn't going to work for another person, right? Mm-hmm. I don't like to meet new people. I don't like hanging out with people. But when a situation comes up and I'm around people I like and this and that, and I truly do enjoy that, right? I enjoy meeting, again, in my kickboxing class. It was great, and it happened organically. Some people are like, oh, no, let's go out and sign up for this or do this. That's wonderful. So it's not a matter of judging. It's just you got to find what works for you. It's just, in my opinion, all these apps and things like this have given these creeps just a license to go insane.
To get creepy?
And I mean, when I got a Facebook, there was someone who got DM'd for a booking.
I think I remember.
No. I don't do bookings. I don't do like third-party appearances or anything. Like, I don't wrestle outside of NWA. No, this would just be a personal appearance. Okay. So go meet and greet kind of thing. Yeah. Okay. Well, what? Could you, maybe do a video instead? Would you be interested in a video for the same price? I went, something ain't right here. Something's fishy. Well, this person, turns out, wanted me to take a video of myself with no clothes on. And,
No, what? Tell us.
Tell
us what your request was, Aaron.
Just said I would look like a real jerk, if you know what I mean. Yeah.
What, you're going to get paid to do what most people do for free?
It wasn't a video that I was going to crank out, if you know what I'm saying. But I was disgusted. And I said, sir, if this is your real profile picture and I ever see you, I go, we are going to have a very, very serious conversation. Because I go, you're a friggin' weirdo.
She could have been flattered, Seriously.
No.
It's like,
no, I'm not. You know what? I'm not. Like, that's the thing when, like, oh, hey, this is cool. No, it's not. Like, look, someone asked me to do something like that. Call me old-fashioned, call me whatever, but it's just not something I find that's I don't know.
I guess I'm so desensitized because I get that all the time. I'm like, nope, don't do it. Nope.
Well, no, I mean, that's the business you're in. Whereas like me, I'm like caveman, and I you are in the upper echelon of people. You're in, like I said, the industry you're in and you are extremely physically attractive and everything like that, and you're in the public eye in that aspect, as opposed to me, it's not okay to approach me like that.
Well, despite being naked for a living, I don't actually appreciate it either.
Well, yeah.
But people assume. So,
well, you know what they say, when you assume, you make an ass out of you and me.
Well, you know what annoys me, as long as we're talking about nudity and all that stuff?
Mm-hmm.
The definition of porn for people is really the definition of porn is actually something that shows insertion or has body fluid or both. Okay. So a lot of people want to classify nudity as porn, and it's not. If there's not insertion or body fluids there, everything else, everything else.
Porn? Was that porn right there?
Don't start. I'm talking about, genital insertion.
Okay.
So I didn't think I had to spell it out for you. So no, this is not porn. All right. So everything else.
In some countries it is.
Maybe. Yeah. So everything else is erotica after that. Okay. So not insertion. It's not body fluids. So, and the term softcore porn is ridiculous. Just call it erotica. So, because you're still labeling it porn. So somebody said, oh no, the definition of porn is an intent to arouse. Well, no, because some people like armpits and some people like feet. And apparently, according to X Hamster, some people like women's wrestling videos because there's lots of them on there. So I can tell you for sure that most of us female wrestlers, we didn't film our matches with the paycheck for porn or the intent to arouse. Mm-hmm. So what we do is not porn. So that is not a good definition for porn. So just saying that. That's all. Sense. That was just my vent. That was my vent.
No, makes sense. So, absolutely.
So
absolutely.
It's erotica. They're not soft cows. That's erotica. Is it erotica?
Unbelievable. This world we live in.
You should not attach the name porn to softcore. It's just erotica. It shouldn't even be in that category.
Yeah.
Anyway. Well, Disco Swayze says, yeah, let me get some of those feet pictures, Sandow.
Yeah.
Nope. You're going to get on Instagram and hashtag feet.
No, that's not going to happen. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, intellectual savior of the masses bears all. Yeah, I could be the intellectual savior of the bare asses.
There you go. Yes.
Yeah. No, I mean, look, and I've mooned people before. There's no shame in that. You know, I've mooned people, but that's like mooning is different than, you know what I'm saying?
Somebody said nudity is art. It is. That's why there are statues of it everywhere. Matter of fact, I read somewhere that Facebook is removing the nude historical art statues. So
crazy.
And there's been there's a private group for historical statues, like hundreds and hundreds of years old, 1,000-year-old statues, because Facebook's removing them. Yep. Crazy.
Yeah. Crazy. What a world we live in.
Yep. So anyway, yes, that's
Speaking of everything, the Twitch.
We're doing the Twitch. Okay.
It's about that time, and I'm sorry, Stella is. Can you hear her?
I can hear her.
Once again, you win. April is the undisputed champion. Do we have anything else to discuss today?
I don't think we have any appearances coming up, right? We're good?
No.
We're back here same time next week?
Yes, I will have my famous backdrop up. Hopefully a lot more calm.
Okay. Yeah, it's all right. When you angry makes for an interesting show sometimes, breaks the monotony up.
I'm not angry. I'm just like, there's a bunch of things going on. And you know what? I really just, I had a bunch of work done in my car. And I believe the shocks need to be lubricated because I had new shocks put on my car. And so when I turned, yeah, when I turn this, that is verbal erotica.
No, this is verbal erotica. That's what she said.
Yeah. So there's that going on, and then we have who has to go to court so I have to go to court with her again. I'm not going to say this woman's name in public, but let's just say, I mean, look, I am blessed. Thank you, God. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Mother Mary. This is not died. Okay. Like I am pretty good about like keeping my hair color. Okay. May have been a transplant or two involved, but hey, I don't care, right? It is what it is. But this woman is very close to giving me gray hair. And it's a story that I'm not gonna discuss for privacy reasons. But it's been one thing after another this week, and
it's only Tuesday.
But
I feel you.
Due to grapeseed oil, I still have a decent complexion.
Well, I might have you beat on this week.
Okay, please. You do. You actually do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I lost one of my. I have 3 hens. I lost one of mine last week to a predator. She was killed, and the other 2 have not been acting. They've not really been okay. I think they were terrorized. They haven't been eating. They've been hiding. So yesterday, I went back to the surgeon's office. I'll come back to the hens in a minute because I've been having chest pain. To where when I breathe in, it hurts. And it turns out I have stage 4 capsular contraction, which is not good. Stage 3. Stage 4 is real bad. I'm at stage 3 right now. So I had a rupture last year of an implant and had them replaced with something safer. And now I don't know if my body is rejecting it or what's going on, but this is not good. So I didn't even have time to digest that. When I came home, Holly, my one hen, was gone. She was just gone. There's no feathers anywhere or anything. It doesn't like what happens when there's been a predator. I think she just left. She was a little wild before when I got her. So I've been looking for her and I don't know if she's going to come back. So my remaining hen, who I got 6 years ago on my birthday, and I've had her since she was 2 days old, will have to be rehomed. So I have been fortunate to find a backup home for her, but hens need friends. So she can't be here by herself. She needs a flock. So just like that, I went from 3 hens down to 1, and I'll be down to 0 if Holly doesn't come back. And I have to figure out if this is fixable. They're going to do medication supplementation and massage, or what's going to happen there. So that was my Monday.
April, we're praying for you. And,
yeah.
Again, you mean a lot to all of us on here. So
thanks.
It's,
So is my boobie, I hope.
Yes.
So.
Yes. Well,
yeah.
We hope to have better news next week.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, fingers crossed. And I'm there we go.
Right.
So,
well, let's keep the positive vibes out there, everyone. Please.
Let's
keep April in our prayers. Let's keep each other in our prayers. It truly is the highlight of my week to be able to come and hang out with everyone. And let's spread the word, like we say every week. If you like the show, tell a friend. If you don't, tell an enemy. And April, would you like to take us home?
I just want to say thank you to all our patrons. Thank you for supporting us and subscribing here and getting on Patreon. We appreciate it. We appreciate your money. We appreciate your time. And just thank you for being here. It's a highlight for me too. So it's nice to see you guys. It's nice to see you every week, and it gives us a smile. So thank you. So we will see you soon, and there we go. Have a good night. Mwah.